Okay, we're back. All right, hopefully you had as much fun during that break as I did. All right, let's just remember what the sentence was that we are trying to figure out here. It's, Kevin reads his favorite magazine whenever he takes a break, okay? And we asked you to find the nouns, the verbs, the pronouns, the adjectives, the articles, and the conjunctions, okay? Well, behind me on this board are the answers. Now, in this sentence, and don't worry if you're not familiar with exactly what the parts are now, but for now, in this sentence, nouns, Kevin, which is a proper noun because it is capitalized, magazine, which is a thing, and break, which is a thing. Those are the three nouns. Verbs are generally action words, and in this sentence we have reads and takes. Pronouns. Pronouns basically take the place of a noun. So if I were to say Kevin reads Kevin's favorite magazine whenever Kevin takes a break, that's kind of repetitive and it's somewhat boring. So basically what we do is we take out the last two Kevins and we put in his and he. So they literally take the place or stand in for the proper noun Kevin. In this sentence, we have adjectives which are descriptive words, okay? Now, don't be confused because you see his listed as both a pronoun and an adjective. It is a pronoun because it stands in for Kevin, but it is also an adjective because it is a possessive adjective and indicates that it's my break, okay? Or whoever Kevin is, all right? And favorite also describes the magazine, okay? Articles. There are only three articles in the entire English language. A, an, and the. A, an, and the. Whenever you see one of these three little words anywhere, there is a noun lurking about very soon. So they're called noun markers. And in this sentence, the final piece of the puzzle is a conjunction, which is a connecting word, and it connects different parts of a sentence. And in this sentence, we only have one, which is called whenever. Okay? Now, don't worry. If you didn't do so well identifying these things, you will by the end of the term, because we spend an awful lot of time going through painstakingly what they are, how to properly use them, and you will be getting plenty of practice in each one of the modules each week. Now follow me back over this way. I'm not going too fast here. I hope your other instructors are this humorous. Okay, anyway. All right. So one of the first things you're going to do when you get into the course is learn how online works here at Bay State. And there are wonderful tutorials which show you the functionality of the online learning environment. Okay? The next thing you want to do is when you go into your course, you're going to see a menu on the left-hand side of the screen. And the first thing I want you to do before you even introduce yourself is to go to where it says Course Syllabus. Okay? Because this is going to be your Bible for the entire time you are in the classroom. Now, online learning is a lot different than traditional learning in a classroom, because in a classroom like this, if you had a question about anything in this sentence, you could stop me and raise your hand. Well, it's a little difficult to do that when you're staring at a computer screen and I'm not around, or your other instructor might not be around. So you have several options there. You can write down the question in an email, or you could pick up a phone and call your instructor directly. Now, at Bay State, your instructors will get back to you within 24 to 48 hours in the online environment. However, it's not an immediate answer. Okay, so that's the blessing and the curse of asynchronous learning. In this environment, the onus really is on you, the student. The benefit is that you can study whenever or however you want. The downside is that you study however and whenever you want, and if you study late at night or early in the morning, your instructor might not be available to answer a question. So always start with an email, but never hesitate to pick up a phone and contact your instructor. Again, your syllabus is going to be your Bible for the next 8 weeks, and especially in a ground level course such as this one, where we really go back to ground zero, it is critical that you know not only how many weeks are left, but what is due the week that you are going to be participating in. Because if you miss deadlines, most instructors will not give you credit for the work. So always read the syllabus as regards when work is due and what the penalties are for possibly missing a deadline. Never be afraid to ask your instructor for extra time if you need it, but do not miss a deadline and assume that you will be able to post your work afterwards. Now, the nice part about a syllabus like this is that generally there is a nice grid which breaks out the different weeks' work that you have. This one's kind of a mess, but you get the general idea. Each week is broken out, and you can see the subjects that you will be covering. Now, this is the one that I did. Your instructor may have a different layout, but this is really what you're going to rely on in order to know what is due that week. In online learning, because we do not have the classroom, one of the major pieces of learning in this course is going to be the weekly discussion board. And you will notice that in week 4 in this course, there is only a discussion and the midterm exam. because in a course like this, we feel that it is very important that you get a lot of repetition, practice, and learning. So practice and repetition will be your two keys to success in this course. But the weekly discussion board is critical for your understanding of the material, and it really is the only place where we will, quote, get together as a class. Now, I don't know how your other instructors might do it, but in this course, generally you are expected to post your first response to the weekly topic question by Wednesday at midnight, and then a second by Thursday at midnight. So you have from Monday to Wednesday for your first post, then I generally go in, or your other instructor will go in and respond to you, and then you will come back in on Thursday and post. Thursday is really the only day of the week where you may be required to post. Again, other instructors may do it differently, but if you happen to get me, I always require people to come in on Thursday. And then you have from Friday through Sunday to come back in for your third and final post. Now, 3 posts is the expected minimum. And by minimum, I mean, if you do 3 posts, you probably won't get 100, but you'll get a decent grade, okay? I basically like to see you respond to another student by name other than me, and I expect you to post at least 4 times a week, if not more. Because in a class such as this, if someone posts 10 times and you only post 3 times, most likely the person who posted 10 times, if they did a good job, will get a higher score than you. So basically, I like to keep the conversation going. I generally tend to respond to every question or every post, and most instructors in the college do. But again, online discussions are critical. Each week, you will also see in your weekly menu that most of the modules look the same. That means that you're going to have an introductory video, you're going to have the objectives for the week, you're going to see the reading and assignment, so you'll know which chapters from the book to read and what the assignment is going to be. There may be additional videos, supplemental videos, which will give you even more information on the topic areas. There's going to be PowerPoint lectures that you will be able to access, which will basically break out and walk you through the various components of the English grammar. And the nice part about this course is we have practice quizzes before you take the actual weekly quiz. And what that means is that you can go in and you can practice till you feel comfortable, and then you can take the weekly quiz for the credit. Now, there's also a weekly assignment, so be absolutely sure you know what is due and by when. Okay? And that's basically it. Then there's also a wrap-up and a weekly summary, which basically will tell you what you should have learned. So the nice part about a course like this is, first I'm going to tell you what you're supposed to learn, then you're going to learn it, and then I'm going to remind you what you were supposed to have learned. Okay? And every instructor here at Bay State is exactly the same. They're going to tell you what you should learn, they're going to help you learn it, and then they're going to remind you what you should have learned. So what I want to do is wish you good luck, tell you that you should call either myself or any of your other instructors if you have any questions, and I wish you best of luck in this course.